Aloha and good evening. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz and I'm joining you from livestream.travel and eTurbo News in Honolulu, Hawaii. Today we're going to go to Asia. We're going to go to Malaysia. And before we do this, I wanted to welcome everyone to our last launch event before our New Year's party tomorrow for World Tourism Network. We celebrated the launching of World Tourism Network all week. And today is the last day of many events we had, and they were all a lot of fun. And I wanted to say thank you for Stephen Brown. I don't think he has missed any of our events, joining us from New York. Thank you, Stephen. And World Tourism Network is emerged out of a discussion we had since March of this year, and it started at ITB in Berlin when Pata and my publication, eTurbo News, got together and we, on the last minute, arranged a conversation around COVID. Unfortunately, ITB trade show in Berlin never happened. But since we were in Berlin, we had a mini skeleton a crew of people we met in Berlin anyway. And we had a good discussion at the Grand Hyatt Hotel. And that's when our rebuilding.travel discussion happened. Now, we've continued this with several events every week, and we got a group together now of people, tourism leaders in 124 countries. So we're very global, and we have now a little bit more than 1,000 members that are discussing about how tourism will and can continue. And we intend to do this, but we wanted to structure it a little bit, and that's why we started World Tourism Network. Our co-chair for World Tourism Network is Dr. Taleb Rifai, who has been joining a lot of our events. He was the former Secretary General for the World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, and my partner, Dr. Taleb Rifai, who is based in Texas. It's a little bit late for him. He's a safety security expert, together with many more. And we recently, before our launch, started putting chapters together. Our very first chapter was in Balkan, in Montenegro. And one of our first chapters is actually in Malaysia. And I wanted to thank Rudolf Herrmann for putting this together. I know how important Malaysia is for travel and tourism. And our organization is really meant to rule from the bottom up, not from the top down. So the charters are really our livelihood, and we wanted to cater to the charters, and we hope with a global presence and a global connection, we'll be able to combine activities in chapters and also make them more relevant, because we can push it onto the globe. Our other partner, of course, is my publication, eTurbo News. As you know, we've been around for 21 years. And actually, I just mentioned it to one of you guys. We started in Indonesia, and we started with the purpose of promoting ASEAN tourism. This was way back in 1999. So ASEAN is a very special region, in Indonesia, and also Malaysia is a very special region I'm quite familiar with. So I'm very happy really to have this chapter. Rudolf is German, like I'm originally from Germany, but this is only a coincidence. I didn't really know Rudolf before, but I'm happy, and we have a fellow German running our Malaysia chapter, and I wanted to welcome every one of you. If you haven't joined WTN yet, please do so. You can just go to WTN.travel and you click on join. If you wanted to listen to and watch any of our previous events, you can do this on the website, or easier if you just go to livestream.travel. You find this and many other video events we had. And we always had good participation. I just checked before this event, we had an average of 42,000 listeners to every event we had over time. So I'm quite happy about this, and I think it really does make a difference. Before I give the microphone to Rudolf, I wanted to remind everyone, in about 13 hours exactly from now, we have our New Year's event, and we're really excited about it. Our New Year's event is organized by the International Federation of Tour Guides, and we're going to have tour guides from all over the world coming together and celebrating New Year's with local music, pots and pans, and it's put together by Marcia. She's the ambassador for the Global Tour Guide Association based in Washington, D.C., and the president of the organization from South Africa is joining us, and many more. Taleb Rifa will also be there. So if I know the time for you is not very easy, but whoever is staying up, like Stephen has done this, please join us. But if you cannot join us, all our events are repeated over and over again, and they're in archive. Without further ado now, I wanted to say thank you. I know Rudolf worked very hard on getting this panel together and very hard to give a really good presence for our Malaysia chapter. And I think we can use Malaysia really as a model for other destinations. And again, I wanted to really thank you, Rudolf. This has not been ignored. I know we haven't been talking as much as I wish, but it was a really, really busy month. And now in January, we can go into the real world. Thank you very much. And the microphone is yours.
Thank you very much, Jürgen, and thank you very much for the audience, the panelists, and I'm really happy to have so many really good people with me here in Malaysia. Malaysia being the first chapter in ASEAN, actually, we can be a role model, like Mr. Jürgen said just now. I'm happy about that. And yeah, not everybody maybe in the world will know so much about Malaysia. We hope that everybody knows, but we would like to share a little bit about Malaysia first. Let me share.
We can see it.
Okay, that is about Malaysia, the latest video about Malaysia. I hope you can hear it also.
It's not playing yet, Rudolf, but we can see the video on the right side.
Yes, okay. Is it playing now?
No, not for me.
Not playing. It's not playing.
We can hear it. You might want to just click on it to make it bigger.
Is it there?
I think you have the wrong screen. If you click on it, right.
I know a place where we can go. We never felt before. A little place, sweet escape, it'll get you up. Rushing out your door. We could go walking down. Them streets are 100 years old. We could eat out. Down as we look up to the stars. We could be having a feast. Having a feast. Show you the flavors of north. Make our way down to the south. Now you know what we're.
Right window you have.
That was a place to explore. Hey, now you gotta see the belief. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on.
But it's not playing?
No, I think you had the wrong window. We only saw your file structure as a window. So I don't think you clicked on the correct window. So that's why we couldn't see it. We could hear it, but you only see revised 21/12/20 4:10 p.m. That's the window you have been showing, but you haven't been, maybe the video seems to be playing on another window. So if you click on shared screen, you should see all your windows and just click on the correct one. I think that would do it.
Can you see it now?
Now we can see it. Yes, go ahead, play it again. Perfect.
I know a place where we can go. Something we never felt before. up to the stars. We could be having a feast, show you the flavors of north. Make our way down to the south. Now you know what we're about. Hey, now, faces and places to know. Hey, now, thousands of places to explore. Hey, now, you gotta see to believe. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on, gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Let me take you to the places you've been wishing. Catching sunsets when we ride the waves. Swear it's gonna steal our hearts away. You're my paradise. Gotta get you there. Somewhere nice we can get away. Wait, let me take you to places you've been wishing for. Hey, now, faces and places to know. Hey, now, thousands of places to explore. Hey, now, you gotta see to believe. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on, gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Let me take you to the places you've been wishing. Catching sunsets when we ride the waves. Swear it's gonna steal our hearts away. You're my paradise. We could be swimming among the little backs. Down to where the cars at. Know where we're from, where we at. Can't just stop where my feelings at. Truly any ocean, you just gotta see. Truly Asia in this vision where I be. We be flying to the land beneath the wind. We be tracking through the jungle. This is where I wanna be. Hey, now, faces and places to know. Hey, now, thousands of things to explore. Now, you gotta see to believe. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. My paradise, my paradise. Oh 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 come on, gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Let me take you to the places you've been wishing. Catching sunsets when we ride the waves. Swear it's gonna steal our hearts away. You're my paradise. My paradise, my paradise. You're my paradise. My paradise, my paradise. You're my paradise. My paradise, my paradise. My paradise, my paradise. Malaysia, truly Asia.
Wow. When can we go?
Okay, there you go. It is difficult to showcase a country in under 5 minutes, but I think this one was quite a good one. So everybody can get some impression. Let me see. Okay, can you see my screen again?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I would like to introduce Malaysia a little bit. Malaysia is a tropical country in Southeast Asia, near to the equator and always about 30 degrees centigrade. It's located south of Thailand and north of Singapore on the Malay Peninsula, and also in the north of Kalimantan of Indonesia on Borneo Island. It's known for beaches, rainforests, and UNESCO heritage remains of Portuguese and British occupation with beautiful colonial buildings. It boasts of the world's highest twin towers. Malaysia is a mix of cultures and races, colorful and friendly, with calm, peaceful atmosphere. And the country is independent since 31st of August 1957. And Singapore, which was formerly a part of Malaysia, was expelled in 1965. Since Malaysia is multi-ethnic and multicultural, it has the most public holidays I ever experienced. Everybody is celebrating the public holidays from the other races together. And everybody is inviting each other, which I find very good. Islam is the established religion, but the constitution grants freedom of religion. The legal system is based on common law. The head of state is the king, the elected monarch, chosen every 5 years from the sultans of the various states. Head of the government is the prime minister. The population is over 32 million, and the economy merely natural resources, science, tourism, commerce, and medical tourism. The newly introduced National Tourism Policy 2020 until 2030 was just launched last week. It was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister himself and the Tourism Minister. It's a proactive approach and divided into 4 parts, namely A, B, C, and D, as you can see here. Parts A, B, and C are about the transformation agenda and the transformation strategies. Why is transformation needed? The process of transformation, the strategic direction 2020 until 2030, and the transformation strategies itself. It's talking about governance, smart tourism, demand sophistication, sustainable and responsible tourism, human capital in tourism. 2 main focus are rebranding Malaysia towards premier ecotourism destination and upskilling of human capital in tourism. What I like very much is that the way forward for Malaysia means, in fact, to have a sustainable tourism, to have sustainable tourism approaches. And earlier, during tourism ministers and former governments, the focus was merely on mass tourism, events and group travel. So now the part D is listing the product augmentation strategies. And you can see 17 of them. We here with WTN in Malaysia have actually started going to the ground and connect globally on professional social media, which is LinkedIn, with 2 focus groups. One is our Rebuilding Travel Initiative from 2021 in a sustainable way. And the other one is about Muslim travelers for tourism professionals. So since LinkedIn is a professional network, we hope and we believe that the information that we are sharing there will help everybody in different tourism sectors to be able to have informed decisions for their own company when they are joining us. So please join us there. Our today's panelists, let me introduce myself first. I'm the WTN tourism hero in Malaysia, the first one. And I like to accelerate leadership teams to be first, to have some out-of-the-box approaches. Wherever I have been involved in organizations, we actually did that. I was an outbound tourism director for over 15 years in leading German tour operators in charge to market 22 countries, starting from Greek islands, then Asia, Middle East, Indochina, China, Indian Ocean, and Africa. Inbound travel management and sales in Malaysia was done by me, and finally, Hotel and Resort General Manager in Malaysia and Indonesia. Being the first tourism hero in Malaysia and governor of the chapter for WTN in Malaysia, we have just launched this month. I'm the initiator of the first professional LinkedIn groups, focus groups for rebuilding travel and Muslim traveler, which I showed just now, giving free of charge opportunities for tourism professionals to make informed decisions and network globally without cheap hard selling. Other groups really try to sell hard and try to sell their packages. No, we are not. Number two, I would like to introduce Mr. Professor Badaruddin, Professor Bada, we call him, Professor Bada Mohammed. He's currently lecturer in tourism planning at the School of Housing, Building and Planning at USM, University Science Malaysia. He is also the lead consultant of the Penang Tourism Master Plan, a highly regarded specialist in his area. Then we have here Mr. Zakaria Muhammad Nani. He is Senior Deputy Director, Strategic Planning Division, representing Tourism Malaysia, as he is with tourism for the past 36 years. He is a very experienced officer who served as director at several Tourism Malaysia overseas offices, like in Sabah, in Hong Kong, in Sydney, and in Istanbul. He was attached to international promotions, to ASEAN chapter division, and also to the communication division before. Then we have Mr. Shahruddin Said. He is from the Malaysian Association of Hotel Owners. He's been the executive director of MAHO, the Malaysian Association of Hotel Owners, since 2001, with a career related to tourism since 1973. He has worked with travel agencies and airlines, with Japan Airlines for 21 years. Currently, he's taking care of issues for 3 to 5-star hotel owners, like business policy, incentives, taxes. He's having a good networking with the government, with ministries and agencies, especially related to tourism, finance, trade, and HR. Then we have Ms. Yap Suk Ling. She is the Managing Director of Asian Overland Services, one of the leading DMCs in Malaysia. When I was appointed as an outbound travel product director in Germany, our company did already work with AOS, being the local Malaysian partner, and they were already well connected to other ASEAN DMCs for seamless travel integrations towards the customers. Ms. Yap Suk Ling joined AOS in 1990, and she has a special focus on the incentives and conventions, have been winning various awards and became market leaders, for example, for Middle East. Asian Overland received 2 of the highest industry awards in the past 2 years, 2019 and 2020. Then we have Mr. Prasan Chandra, also known as PC, easier to pronounce. He is the co-founder of the Teen Media Group, a successful tourism entrepreneur from the hospitality and tourism industry since the past 15 years. He has started his career in Malaysia with destination management and diversified into technology solutions, digital services, and media services. TIN, which means Travel Industry Network, TIN Media is Malaysia's first independent travel trade digital media. He has been awarded as one of the 100 most influential leaders in tourism in 2019 at the Global MICE Congress and Awards. His passion is to help businesses transform digitally to be agile and sustainable in today's time. And finally, we have Miss Jane Rai. Miss Jane Rai is a very special person to me. She is an inspiring storyteller, an award-winning tourist guide with over 25 years of experience in the tourism industry. And she specializes in crafting heritage-based walking tours in Kuala Lumpur, where she lives. So that is quite a panel, I believe. Let's start with our panel with Mr. Zakaria from Tourism Malaysia. I would like to ask, regarding the executive summary that was just launched, it mentions that existing tourism products seem to become tired and unattractive due to a lack of creativity and innovation, resulting from the overdependence of the government and a silo mentality. What would be the ways to counter this if Malaysia and the tourism sector per se wants to become an example to other nations? Is one of the solutions possibly to market more digitally or in hybrid ways? Mr. Zakaria, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. This is a very challenging time to talk when, it's after lunch. Okay. First, to say about this, what ways to counter this? Tourism Malaysia actually adopted various measures to stimulate and revive the tourism industry in order to counter the impact of COVID-19, especially what's happening at the COVID-19 outbreak. And Tourism Malaysia implements strategies that include to restore confidence to travel, confidence to travel, to revive the domestic tourism and maximize resources. But let me touch on this tired products you're talking about. Actually, we have revised our inventory. We have lots of new products waiting for us. For example, we have the dive, the eco, the agro, the theme parks, the cultural heritage spa, and things like that. And to add up with that, actually, talking about products like these agro-tourism and homestay, actually Malaysia is like one of the pioneers in the region to come up with such a product. So creativity and innovative is there, seems to be there. Yeah. So this is where we go. But now, with the challenge of this COVID, we have to market digitally and also using the hybrid method, like having exhibitions online and people can come and some also can participate online. Online. So if I can share a little bit about the our strategy, the challenges that we are facing now, the ministry has identified various strategies in the recovery plan that will help to recalibrate the country's tourism and culture industries. The plan consists of several key strategies, if I may share. One is to boost domestic tourism, such as offering personalized and creative packages through online travel fairs and promote the hidden gems in our countryside as tourists are expected to people safe destination with a laid back lifestyle and plenty of fresh air. Number two is to enhance the safe and seamless travel journey experience by emphasizing on the health and safety protocols. The importance of going digital is especially felt as a result of movement restrictions, with most people turning to online platforms to obtain the latest news about the outbreak, stay in touch with their loved ones, and to be productive at work. So besides consumer preference for online booking and contactless transaction has also increased, therefore digitalization in all possible touch points and is a must to fulfill customer expectation and satisfaction. And next is we also plan to develop big data framework and platform to collect accurate and real-time tourism, art and culture data and perform enhanced analytics in producing intelligence report to support decision making and future planning. On top of that, we also want to develop a one-stop digital information platform for tourists that covers all areas, including online booking services, trip planning, event calendars, digital tour guides, tourist landmarks, tour packages, transportation, art and craft, sales, and more. This system is hoped to be able to curb uh, the cash flow into the country. Yeah. So the COVID-19 crisis has also emphasized making us to realize that there will be a shift in preference and behavior among travelers. Thus, it is important to enhance the quality of tourism and cultural products and services by adapting the new normal such as hygiene, cleanliness, and health safety in providing assurance and boost the confidence of tourists to travel again, which later encourage them to stay longer, visit more places, and spend more. Besides that, it is also important to strengthen the public-private partnerships, especially so you're talking about working in silo, right? So we want to work with the public-private sector partnership especially in reinventing the tourism, art, and culture products to become more attractive and co-organizing arts and cultural events under the concept of cost and profit sharing. Last but not least, reskilling and upskilling human capital towards new normal by building capacity and capability of tourism, arts, and culture industry players. As a result, this will reduce the dependency on foreign workers and fully utilize local talent.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zakaria. That was very much actually. I had a few more questions, but I think to be fair to the other panelists, I'm going around first. Uh, I have taken note of some of your points, and I can see that the ministry is very proactive, and I'm very happy to see that about this proactivity from the tourism ministry, which will help the trade in the end of the day. I'm confident about this. So number two is our representative from the accommodation sector, which is Mr. Shaharuddin Said from the Malaysia Hotel Association, Malaysia Association of Hotel Owners. I would like to ask, the accommodation sector was heavily affected by the COVID-19 impact, and there have been times of recovery and again more difficult periods in between. So what are the advices you or your association can give the hospitality sector to rebuild sustainably as soon as possible? Mr. Shaharuddin, please.
So you have to unmute yourself. If you unmute yourself, please.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon, everybody here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rudolph. Well, I think you cannot be more right than saying that we are the hardest hit, beside maybe airlines. Hotels are most hit by the pandemic crisis of COVID-19. And the estimated loss that we have calculated roughly could reach up to 7 point over billion ringgit until end of the year. And tourism has reported loss, estimated loss of about 100 billion ringgit uh, this year. So you see that this is a very critical situation with the hotel and the tourism, and the hotel has been struggling to keep on going, sustain the business. We received some help from the government on the subsidies of salaries and some other things, but it's actually not sufficient for most of the hotels to sustain or continue. Quite a number have closed down. Officially, the ministry has said about 109 hotels, including the smaller ones and the homestays, have closed down. But through our counterpart from Malaysian Association Hotels, they reported it's about 90 hotels have been reported as closed. Under our membership alone, Maho, we have got about 4 hotels have closed down, and one have restructured their operation to a lower category of accommodation facilities. So what we are telling now, well, the hotel owners or management have to do something, some other alternative options of business operation to sustain the business. Most issue is related to cash flow and maintaining the business with the number of employees at hand. A lot of hotels having, well, our members 4 or 5 stars could easily have 100 over 200 staffs, and this cost of wages is very high. So what they have done is some of them have resorted to not actually downsizing, but putting some operation staff on leave or half pay or some other jobs that do not require the normal service. By the same time, the hotels have done also some alternative business to sustain this, like going into F&B online service or delivery. Some even have gone to introduce housekeeping, outdoor housekeeping business to the community. I mean to the people who are household who require some service. And lately, since we have been ordered to go for work from home, some hotels have even introduced work from home at the hotels packages. Well, some have received good businesses, but and it's not really encouraging. People are still worried about going out and meeting people outside. So this help a bit of the hotels, but we are quite pleased when the government decided to open up some travel restrictions domestically, so people can cross interstate and go for tourism. And during the first time when they open up, some the hotels are getting good business, especially the resort hotels have achieved high occupancy, those in the beach and islands. But that's short live only, because after that the strict imposed on the moment to control was implemented again, and now we have got some version of control moment order, which is actually quite open in allowing people to travel, but there's some restrictions and control over some visits and some activities. So actually, the hotels are quite what call is in the great difficulty to actually promote their business, basically because we only now depending on domestic market, and domestic tourists, they don't really stay at the normal star at the hotels, 3, 4, 5 star, for example. We don't get this kind of business from the domestic travelers, but we can actually try to promote our business of food, maybe to the public, now that they open in the leisure for restaurant to be open and with some restriction. There's another option that the hotels can do. But what is most important is how to manage on the cost of operation, at the same time to sustain the business with limited income revenue. And it's now been 8 months until from March until now. I think it's only more than 8 months. So there's not enough fund left in the kitty of the bank. I mean, of the hotels to continue more, and we're gonna have problems going on until maybe end of next year. So this is a major issue. Maybe some effort by the banks to finance, to support the hotels to make them viable to continue. It will be a good help. But unfortunately, I think the banks are not so easily so friendly to give loans to hotels because they say the business is a big high risk business, because they don't feel confident of getting back the money probably. So what we are saying that now we are keeping close watch on the situation, especially the international situation, because we are really hoping that the international borders to be open, because without international urban be open, without having the foreign international tourists, the hotels will not survive for long, because we get good business from the international tourists, because the hotel share of the tourism receipt for domestic market is only about 8%, whereas for the international market, if we were to get 100 billion of revenue a year, the hotel share is about 24 to 25%, which is quite high. So at the moment, we are not getting that. So it's so difficult to continue with the business if we have to go for a long time this way. So I think we actually have to really crack our head, and the management company maybe have to look for other business opportunity activities to attract or promote tourism. While we cannot expect to get the tourists now or guests now, but we have to actually get the hotel to undertake activity to create confidence or raise up the confidence and trust of the public with hotels, staying with hotels in terms of hygiene and safety. Okay, hotels are now have taken up a program on the sanitizing and hygienic, keeping a high hygienic hotel with the company. So with the certification as an effort to give confidence to enhance the trust and confidence of guests or public into staying hotels. And of course, the hotels now must maintain the optimal cost operation as much as possible, and then and at the same time they must not lose their customers that they'll be having. So they should actually maintain a constant, regular customer contact with their customer base, and have a regular engagement as a prior no, promotion effort to get them to come to the hotel when situation recovers to normal. So I think the customer contact is very important, and also the target market. I think they have to maybe relook at it now, because probably they have to change to different market segment to continue the business. And most important thing is they have to prepare some value added service and rates or packages to keep the guests no, interested to come back and the hotel, and give business to hotel for maybe F&B and also stay. So there are very few things they can do actually, but we don't know which one will be workable for which hotel depending on their market segment and the situation and their location. You see, and we feel that hotels cannot act on their own alone. They must engage partners in the industry, maybe airlines, travel agencies, or tour operators, into packaging attractive and also affordable packages, so that people can actually patronize them when the crisis is over and travel business is open fully without restriction. So I believe these are the things that can be said and can be highlighted in addressing the question that you gave, Rudolph. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. That was very insightful and a lot of information. Even taking away some of my question is already answered within your answer just now. That is very good. I'm happy to see the proactivity also of your association. One more question would actually be how about the branding issue here in Malaysia? Because we can see different countries have a different approach. Like in Europe, more of the hotels actually becoming independent. They go away with their branding. And in other Asian countries, it's just the other way around. So I'm not sure about Malaysia, but maybe this is some stuff to think about because we are short of time. You have mentioned that we have to look into partnership from the hotel point of view, partnership with for packaging and things like that. I think our next panelist is the right person to talk about things like that. That is Ms. Yap Sokling from Asian Overland Services. Ms. Sokling, I would like to ask you, during the pandemic, the business of the DMCs must have come to a standstill actually. How did you experience and encounter the situation? And what are the plans to recover in the near future? Ms. Sokling, please.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Sukling. Thanks, Jürgen. Yeah. So at the start of 2020, we saw that it was supposedly to be a phenomenal year. All the business units were doing well. In fact, we had one business unit in February. They've already done all their budget for 90% of their budget for 2020. Yeah. So then March came, and then I think there are two sentences that are quite very used now. Is either the one that says that you are on mute, or the other one is that it is unprecedented. So it was something that we never sort of experienced before for everyone. When we had SARS, we had 911. It took us maybe 3 months to 6 months to recover. But for this, it's close to 10 months now, and it's still we can see some light at the end of the tunnel, but things are still very uncertain. So in a sense that it's really difficult for us to plan. So we had to do a lot of things that many other businesses had to do, especially in the hospitality industry. We had to retrench staff, and some of them are with us more than 20 years. So it was really very sad. And at the same time, we have to do all kinds of cost cutting. Basically, from 18th of March, we have cancellations and we have had no revenue coming in, more or less, yeah, because our main business is being a DMC in Malaysia. So the other thing that we are also very concerned is that now, up to 10 months now, we are seeing that we are losing talents to other industries. And this is something that I'm quite glad that Encik Zakaria mentioned in the transformative strategies. It was also published that they're going to do upskilling and reskilling, and that is really required because we can see many talents actually leaving the hospitality industry. Yeah, so that was what has happened. So moving on, what do we do? So the only market that could be open to us is the domestic market. So we have actually did some business for the domestic, but as Encik Shaharuddin said, from Maho, the domestic tourism is very, very small business. The value is low, and basically also we are not really geared towards this kind of business. So our focus in that sense, the more to actually then spend the time, whatever stuff we have left, to start doing products for when times become normal again. Yeah, so this is what we have done. And I think we have seen that the trend will be more like pristine places. Everyone is looking that open air, pristine places. So this, we have a number of new products, and I just want to share one particular one that we have done, so that you could actually have a look at it. So, one second, let me just share the screen. Yeah, can you see my screen?
I can.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, you can, right?
Works
Okay,
fine,
great. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we have done is that we have done some trekking tours. That one of the themes that we have done. Yeah. So very quickly I can go through. This is Urau Sepulut, and this is about from Kota Kinabalu, nearly 3 hours. It is a community-based ecotourism project. So very pristine, lots of forests, live streams, and this is a kind of place that you will stay in a simple lodge, open air, sleeping in this type of beds, yeah, and getting to know cultures like longhouses, things like that. We also have the Selayan Linau. This is also another trekking package where we will be able to mix with the penans. We can see the penans, yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's just make it bigger. Yeah, the penans, yeah. So yeah. So here, so this is the journey to the by the Baram River to the villages. Lau Matio village is the last village you can find in the what do you call it, in the Baram River. We also have another one, they call it the Vanishing Tribes, yeah, Heart of Borneo. Here you actually discover Cebu. You take express boats that are called local taxis, that are express boats. You discover Cebu, very, very interesting town. Yeah, and the next one we have is in Ulu Baram. So it's about a 9 days trekking tour. You would go to longhouses. You would learn how to survive in the jungle, learn about medical and edible plants. Yeah, so this is Ulu Baram. Yeah, so this is some of the things that we have actually done. This is one of the themes that we have done, which is more on nature. Yeah. So yeah, so this is basically that, and of course the next focus we have is is basically on ESG. Is on environmental, social, and governance. We focus on sustainability, which I think is a big issue, a big thing now or in future. Very glad to also see Tourism Malaysia putting emphasis on that. So we have actually signed up for Tref Life. I'm not sure whether anyone of you know about it. It is a kind of certification NGO, a very reputable one. So now we are Tref Life partner, not yet Tref Life certified. So this is what we are doing changing a lot of things in our operations and the way we operate to minimize the environmental impact and do some economic social work, CSR, things like that. So yeah, so this is what we are doing at the moment. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Ms. Sukling. And yeah, I see you are very proactive on areas which is also emphasized by the tourism ministry. So everything seems to go in line. We have our next panelist, which is Professor Bada, and Professor Bada is actually, like I said before, he is involved in implementing this tourism policy, the national tourism policy, in one of the states of Malaysia, and that is the state where I am living right now. That is the state of Penang. So I would like to ask how the focus of this newly launched national tourism policy by the Malaysian Prime Minister focuses on sustainability, digitalization of things, special zones for investments, and human capital development into tourism subsectors, among others. So how do, in this scenario, the Penang State Tourism Master Plan, which is in the making, and you, Professor Bada, you are the lead consultant for this project. How does it align with the national tourism policy and take it into consideration? Professor Bada, please.
Thank you, Rudolph. Thank you, everyone. I would like to wish all of you a happy new year ahead. I have a feeling that 2021 is just an extension of 2020. So we don't really feel the year moving into 2021, when especially, you know, some parts of Penang is going to be locked down until early next year. My name is allow me to just share what we my team is working right now, as mentioned by Rudolph, that in January, I think Penang will be launching the tourism master plan. We're supposed to launch it in February, but you know, March, COVID-19 halted everything. It's a blessing in disguise for us, because I cannot imagine that if we launch our master plan in February, then we are having no 2020 altogether. Then the whole, you know, plan, actions, everything will be haywire. Just a background for those across the world who are listening or following this event, that Penang is just a small state up in the north. We receive about 9 million visitors every year, 50 international and 50 domestic. Then if you go to Penang last weekend, you know, we experienced our hell of traffic jam. Traffic jam. So one of the indicator of whether Penang is doing fine or not, if you look at the queue at some of the restaurant, the Nasi Kanda restaurant, if there is a long queue, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, that means Penang is doing great. Yeah. The only challenge for us is that 73 or 75% are those you know, visiting Penang are repeat visitors. So after, you know, they keep, you know, you cannot expect they keep on coming, which is good, but eventually we're going to exhaust all these domestic resources, and eventually, you know, we have to open out for our domestic or international visitors. It's good to launch or to launch our master plan after the national tourism master plan, because we want to be aligned with the master plan. We do not want to be working in silo, like Zakaria said. But then one thing that we learned, you know, after this COVID-19 experience is that we need to look at the sustainable tourism slightly in different angle. You know that the moment Penang has been locked down in March through June, 4 or 5 established hotels, including Holiday Inn, was closed down. So that was not a good sign. You know, some people say it's temporary, some people say it's just a strategy. But when you had 4 or 5 established brand close down, that's not really give a good sign to the whole industry of Penang. Let me just briefly share, you know, 1 or 2 slides that I just want to share with all of you today. The issue that perhaps we I'm not sure whether you can see the slide now.
Yes,
Can
we
you
can see it, but you might want to enlarge it a little bit. We see.
okay? You can see the slide
It
now?
is just a bit small, Professor
No, it's
Bada.
good now.
Now it's better. Yes.
Oh, is it better now? Okay, sorry. All right.
No, you
These
went
are
back
some
to the
of
old
the
one.
issues
Now
that
it's good. Yes.
we explore. I just want to highlight a few things. One thing is that for the last 10, 15 years, there was shift of tourist activity from along the beach of Feringhi into the Georgetown inner city, especially when UNESCO listed Georgetown as a World Heritage in 2008. That caused a lot of congestion, that caused a lot of businesses and everything concentrated in the inner city of Georgetown. So when people talk about Penang, we always have only Georgetown, Georgetown, and Georgetown. So this is something that we realized, and one of the key what you call a drive of this master plan is to take people, visitors out into the peripheral areas. I called it the third tier destination or the second tier destination across in the mainland, and to showcase other attractions that we have in Penang. Gentrification of inner city is very strong. Investment coming from Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, and start to change the color and facade of this city altogether. And I want to move about affordable Penang. You know, some people say, "Oh, let's visit Penang. The hotel is so cheap. You know, you can pay 3-star price for 5-star." Well, you know, this thing has been acknowledged. You can see that even after the lockdown or during the lockdown, the Penang hotel industry do not really reduce the price just to attract people to come and visit Penang. So we are moving to a more premier destination. We want to ditch this affordable destination and to bring more quality tourists. We talk about having high yield product, high yield tourists to come to Penang, but retaining the sense of ambience, the sense of colors that Penang is offering now. And we do include crisis management. Definitely, COVID-19 has taught us a lot. Taught about resiliency of our industry and many more. As I said, that this master plan is about bringing everybody or introducing to the other side of Penang, the hinterland, the second, third tier destination. So basically, we have about 4 pillars, and it's jiving very nicely. As I said, that this master plan is basically completed, and we are jiving nicely, especially on the digital tourism, on ensuring sustainable tourism, positioning Penang, enhancing the cages, and diversification of tourism product, no longer only heritage and culture, but introducing eco, cruise, MICE, sports, and also education tourism. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
That was very comprehensive, Professor Bada. Thank you a lot for this. It shows us that the state of Penang will actually emphasize in taking parts or most of the parts actually from the tourism concept from the whole of Malaysia into the Penang areas, and it's pretty good aligned. I can see that. But let's move on to our next panelist. Our next panelist is PC from TIN. TIN stands for Travel Industry Network, and TIN Media is Malaysia's first independent travel trade media. It's a B2B media that has been delivering daily news, editorials, and analysis on relevant travel trade developments in Malaysia, and especially the Asian region. So now TRN has joined with us with WTN. And yeah, let's hear more from the founder, from Mr. PC. PC, please.
Hi. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. So, good afternoon to the panelists, the industry colleagues who are watching this from around the world. My name is Prashant Chandra, and call me PC, and I'm based out of Kuala Lumpur. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of TIN Media Group. So, TIN stands for, as is mentioned, it's Travel Industry Network. So, TIN Media is Malaysia's first B2B travel trade media. So, we deliver news, as what Rudolf mentioned. Editorials, analysis, and all those relevant travel trade. So what we aspire is to connecting bridge between various travel markets, especially connecting Malaysian travel market into ASEAN, Indo-China, India and Middle East, North African sort of. So that is what we are trying to do here. So now with WTN in picture, I think we can definitely extend our borders further, right? And all these years, we could see a gap in Malaysian tourism industry for digital platform, where industry players can get engaged, educated, they can empower themselves. But there was not much of such platforms available. So we thought, why not, we should take an initiative to launch something which can connect all the players digitally, and we can communicate for a better future. So we also have a digital wing called TIN Digital. So where we try to help small and big businesses to go into digital landscape. We need to start taking the small steps to achieve what we all call digitalization, right? So today, if you look at what is happening around, especially after this pandemic, we realize that it's how important for all of us to adopt digitalization, right? And everyone is, they always say it's pivoting, the business model in more sustainable and technology-driven, in order to face the future. So, I if you ask me, I personally noticed this part of the world, especially, in Asian region, the tourism industry was always been very slow in adopting technology. If I talk about pre-COVID, so especially our tour operators, be it MICE or tour operators or the service providers. So the large part of tourism ecosystem was still offline, and they're struggling to go online, and suddenly this thing happens. So it seems like the industry players were, if you talk about pre-COVID, they were pretty happy with what they were doing, and there were not much of an innovation happening. So and when this kind of scenario arises, suddenly. Now what to do, how to go ahead and, how now everything turns digital. So we can see, a huge part of the industry is now trying to, putting themselves into the digital space. And again, it's a long game. So, overnight you can't achieve anything. So you can see, people are panicking and trying to be as innovative, and all that is happening now. So anyway, it's always a good thing, at least we have started now, people have started realizing the importance of going digital. So it's a great lesson for all of us. And also, I think it's very important for all of us to collaborate at this point of time, right? I think that is the key word. It's called collaboration. So, if we need to stand together, I think collaboration is the way forward. So as they say, collaboration is a new competition. So we have to go together. We have to understand which partner from the industry will add value to your product, so that you can collaborate with him. So be it an operator, be it a hotelier, be it a accommodation provider, whoever. So, I like to take a little bit here to talk about, what we have done, our digital side of, we actually discovered, we launched a digital event platform during this pandemic time. So we call it as Virtual Live. So basically that's a platform where you can hold digital events, you can hold exhibitions, conferences, trade shows, so large events up to, a few 100,000 people even can come in and literally have a space to hold events with all the booth and multiple halls. So all that is what we have been doing. So pretty much, talk about tourism and events. I think hybrid events are the immediate future, right? So as we all are connected virtually here, and we are talking to each other, I think it's a fantastic thing. If it's physically, we would never have done this easily like what we are doing. So I think definitely that is a key takeaway from whatever we are going through. I think hybrid events, virtual events, we call hybrid because we want also physical presence. We want people to come into our country. We want travelers to attend physically as well. So we pretty much we are vouching for hybrid events, and we definitely would look forward for all of you if you need any assistance, handheld assistance in terms of putting up something in hybrid. Definitely we are always there. So I think I would like to thank, and I don't want to continue. I mean, I don't want to make it stretch it so long. We are running short of time, as Rodolphe said. So what we can do here is, it's a fantastic platform. I really want to thank Rudolph and I'm always getting a bit tough to pronounce your name, bro. Are you Joanne? I mean, it's a German name, so it's a bit tough. I'll get used to it. So really thankful. We're thankful for organizing this. I think Malaysia has huge potential among Asia. As Rudolph rightly said, we can be a benchmark for the other ASEAN countries. Pretty much we can do a lot with this chapter, right? We need more participation. Of course, we need more active players to come and join with us to grow this, to make Malaysia as one of the most preferred travel destination when it comes to Southeast Asia. So thank you so much, guys, and definitely when Prof said the 2021 is an extension of 2020. It really scares me. I hope it's not, right? So thank you so much, guys, and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you. Over to Rudolph.
Yeah, thank you for that, PC. That was very nice, and yeah, me too. I don't hope it will be just an extension of 2020. Prof, don't come up with this. It's good to see that we have PC on board. We have really good people here with us. All of you, I regard you very highly to be good panelists and to be examples for others. We will be on the forefront in Asia. I can foresee that. And let me get to the last panelist, which is Miss Jane Rai. Miss Jane Rai, she is an inspiring storyteller, an award-winning tourist guide with over 25 years of experience in the tourism industry. She specializes in crafting heritage-based walking tours in KL, Kuala Lumpur, where she lives. She started the Free Walk Kuala Lumpur Unscripted, which is a tip-based tour. It's more or less free, you just pay tips. At the start of the COVID-19 outbreak, she started that in Malaysia. When not tour guiding, she does content writing and community work involving kids and at schools. Let's hear her perspective on how she revived her walking tour amidst the pandemic and kept the morale of her pool of tour guides. She got a pool of tour guides. To keep her business running during that, she recently transformed her walks in virtual version and is marketing it online. And that is so fantastic. Jane, show us and tell us what you are doing.
Dankeschön, Rudolph, and a very good afternoon to everyone who's at this space. And I'm really honored to be given the opportunity to share my perspective and my thoughts. I think everybody here knows that this COVID pandemic had literally taken everyone to their knees. And there has been a lot of anticipation and so much of unpredictability and volatility, and people were just thinking what to do. So the people who were perhaps also very severely impacted were people like myself who are tourist guides. And we have many, over 10,000 tourist guides in the country. And I think to some extent, their job came to a halt. So I like to share two situations. One is to talk about what's happening to the tourist guides here in Malaysia, and also what are the things that I and my team have done to keep us relevant, to keep us busy and occupied. So the scenario here in Malaysia is that many tourist guides were traditionally dependent on jobs from tour operators. And then there was a shift where the tourist guides could promote their services on digital platforms, platforms like, you know, TripAdvisor, Airbnb, and that became quite popular. So we saw a very shift there where individual guides were then crafting their own products and putting their programs on that platform. There are also home-based platforms that are created in Malaysia to encourage more Malaysians, not only just tourist guides, but anyone who had any product that would have some tourism aspect to it, they could put this on that platform. So the situation was with many tour guides and like myself and my team of guides, what do we do next? And we were confronted with a very challenging time as well. Just as we started this new brand of product called the Free Walk Kuala Lumpur Unscripted, we wanted to do a product that would keep our project. We had a project called Keeping Kuala Lumpur's Heritage Alive. And we thought, how do we revive this? You know, so we thought, why don't we take our skills and we promote this to our own country people? So we decided to use the social media, and we used the Facebook to promote our walks. And we were very pleasantly surprised at the support from the local community, including the expatriates, were just very overwhelming. And then, of course, our walks were interrounds, we had control movement, and we thought we cannot go on not letting our products be visible or not visible. And so, you know, at some point, my team and I, we were looking at how can we take our products and let people experience it without us being there physically. So we were looking for a very savvy travel tech company. And there were a few in Malaysia, but I wanted to be very assured that the actual physical walking tour could be put on a digital platform without losing its storytelling, and yet the visuals would be so impactful. So I found one, and they were very open. In fact, they even invited me to collaborate with them. So here were a team of us. We were collaborating with this organization. We were working closely with 4 or 5-star rated hotel where there were significant cultural assets in that area. So we've been doing quite okay. We haven't actively promoted it, but people have got word of it. And putting tours on a digital platform in a virtual format can do certain things for you. And there has been an assumption that, it's a good window to introduce your destination so that people can view it before they come to visit the country. We decided we'll go one step beyond that and make the product content very savvy and very useful, and at the same time in depth, so that they could really enjoy that particular experience. So we will be putting a lot more walking tours on the virtual format. And one good thing about the technology that I collaborated with this company provide what is known as the virtual reality technology. So basically, you can actually use your goggle and you can plug it onto your phone and also enjoy that reality experience, but not from your laptop. So it has been a challenge. I must say it's a struggle, but there are many tourist guides out there, my fellow friends out there, who have so much talent. And I think they could also continue, taking this path rather than just waiting for situation to happen. So those were some of the things. It has been fun. There were high and low points. And I would like to welcome all of you to experience my digital tours. I will get hold of Rudolph and invite you someday. I, in fact, just this afternoon did a walking tour from my room. How about that, from my own bedroom. So I am very hopeful that the industry will pick up. We all know that time is the essence, and it has really pushed many people to their limits. But I think on the whole, Malaysian tourist guides have been very resilient. there have been some guides who have shifted their career and taken up other jobs as a temporary measure because they love being tour guides, you know. And that is because they have family commitments. And the most people who are badly hit are the 35 to 40 age group of tourist guides. And so that's so much about what's happening here. And I'm really excited that I have put my walking tour in a digital format, and it has worked really quite well. And I'm just hoping that can be more similar experiences so that we can market our Malaysian destination to many more people around the world, just at the click of a button. You know. Thank you, Mr. Rudolph. Yeah, and thank you all.
Jane.
Thank you.
And that was a well explained. I would have liked to see a short example if it would have been possible.
I would have, but I think I want to give you a full spiel, and I will do that for everybody.
If maybe
Okay,
if
that's
I
nice.
can come in there for a second.
Because you'll have the drone coming in, and then you've got the sound of a helicopter, and then you're landing, and then you're on for your tours. Yeah, we'll do that.
Now, just to explain to everyone what Jane has actually done, that is she has several of her tours made it in a digital format, like what some of the hotels or resorts are doing with their AR, that they are going with drones through the rooms and through the restaurant and everywhere. So she went the whole tour from Kuala Lumpur to down through the roads, even inside all the houses, the shop houses, and then they have small videos where they show how they mix the medicine or things like that. That is really fantastic. It is so beautiful. I had the opportunity to see it yesterday during a presentation from Jane, and I must say that is really very advanced, and that is something special that we have here in Malaysia. So I wish you all the best with this, and I believe it is one part of being on the forefront here in Malaysia. Yes, Jürgen, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Jane.
But I will still.
Jane,
Sorry, Rudolph, but I will.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No, Jane, what you said is.
I was just saying that I will still continue.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that my physical walk is still ongoing. As soon as the restrictions are lifted, people are begging us to start. So it's just an alternative with the digital. Thank you all again.
Yeah, Jane, if I can just come in there for a second, because what you're saying is very timely. We had an event, and it's taking one tourism community at a time. It's on live stream. We had it in December with the opening event. Yes. It was exactly what you're doing, kind of what you're doing, not exactly. It was run by a lady from Chicago. And I was so inspired because we had an event where we showed tour guides from various countries, from Bhutan, Tanzania, Peru, all coming together and offering virtual tours. They really get paid for it. They did it a little bit different than you. They actually went out with a microphone and a phone and explained the surroundings to tourists and get paid for this service. So it's kind of the different. And because it was so unique, we started an interest group. The way we are structured is we have chapters and we have interest groups. And we started an interest group about virtual tourism. And I would really I hope you could, if you join our organization, I don't know if you're a member or not, to join this interest group, because what you're doing is exactly what we like to expand and learn from each other. And it's a good business decision because it should generate business. So I just wanted to point this out.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is exactly what I told to Jane yesterday when we talked about that. And I'm
very excited about that prospect. Yeah.
I encourage her, and she has signed up for the New Year's party with the tour guides tonight.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Yes. So let me also go and recognize two of the members who are here right now, but they didn't join our panel. One is Samuel Lee. Sam. He is the co-founder. He is the major co-founder here for WTN in Malaysia, and he is helping me on PR. Thank you, Sam. And then we have Arvind Sharma here. Arvind Sharma he is a member at WTN, and he is also discussing on projects with me currently. So there are some things to come up, some more things to come. Yeah, thank you for the whole panel. I have many more questions, but our time is limited. We are over 1 hour already. I think it has been a good session so far, and we have been able to show our potential here in Malaysia, that we are on the track, and we are getting back on track as soon as the borders are opening, and in between we are trying to live with the domestic tourism. There are some ways, and we are always posting it on our LinkedIn groups, on our focus groups as well. So for example, for Penang, they have, like what Shaharuddin and also Professor Bada mentioned, they have some cooperation with airlines, with, for example, with AirAsia. AirAsia apologized. They wanted to join as a panel, but they could not make it last minute. So they are ready for next time. So they have some cooperation with this airline and hotels to give value packages for domestic tourism at this very moment. That is what is going on. I would like actually to show one more short movie that is below 2 minutes. Give me a second, please. So it's the same like before. I hope you can see it. Have you been able to see that right now?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, great. So that was the end of my presentation. And yeah, I would like to wish everybody really a more successful year ahead. And thank you very much for joining us. Jürgen, thank you very much for giving us that platform and to connect globally. I think it is good for Malaysia, it is good for the world, it is good for our people here to be connected and to develop tourism after this pandemic in a very sustainable way.
Thank you very much. Rudolph, that was a very, very good presentation, and thank you everyone for attending. This was our launch month, and this is actually our last event except for our New Year's session tomorrow, or in 12 hours, depending where you are. And so it was an exciting month. We had a lot of really interesting feedback. I think it worked a lot better than I would have imagined. So many ideas, so many heroes, and so many people in this business all over the world coming together, and it's very exciting. We will continue this type of events. We're just going to make it more exclusive for our members, and also in a way so we can generate progress for a destination specifically for our chapters. And since Malaysia is a chapter, Malaysia will have a very important role in this, and I'm very confident with Rudolph leading this, we're going the right way. I'm wondering, Rudolph, we usually give a few minutes if there's any questions. Is that okay? To ask,
okay.
I
Yes.
see some things in the chat room, but if you have a question, just raise your hand, virtual hand, and maybe we can take your question before we come to a close. Well,
Okay, let me start with one question that I still have actually for Mr. Zakaria. Mr. Zakaria from Tourism Malaysia. It's regarding the part D of the tourism, the new policy. The part D features product augmentation strategies, which is showing that the government has realized that it's more sustainable to encourage FIT tourism rather than only betting on big crowds and events who will bring a lot of revenue in one time only. Actually, one of the important features in Malaysia is Muslim-friendly tourism, for which Malaysia could and should be a world-class leader, and is actually a world-class leader. Can you give us some insights? It will help the hotels, Mr. Sharudin, the 3 to 5 star hotels. It will help conventions, Ms. Sukling. They will use the MC services, ecotourism, and definitely tour guides will be in demand. So how about this Muslim-friendly tourism? Mr. Zakaria, can you give us a little bit of insight about that?
Thank you, Mr. Rudolph. It's very exciting to share with, I'm sure everyone is aware that Malaysia was getting this, the most Muslim-friendly destination for the past more than 5 years in a row. So when we check back, the reason why we were being admired as a Muslim-friendly destination is because one of them,
Mr. Zakaria, please unmute. You are muted.
I'm sorry, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, I have to repeat. We are so excited to share that Malaysia has won this award for more than 5 years in a row as the best Muslim-friendly destination. And one of the reasons why we are winning this award is because of wherever you go to, whether it's a shopping area, shopping complex, airport, or hotel, it's easy for you to find a place to pray for people who are particular about making sure that they pray on time. And this is a very good place for as a halal hub, where you can find good halal food everywhere, and then there's so much places where you're safe to dine to dine in Malaysia. But most important is as a Muslim-friendly destination, you're not talking only just about the food, but there's a lot of things to share about the development. I mean, for those who like to go into this culture and history of Islam in Malaysia, and most importantly is the Islamic culture that you like to actually share with the world, where in this country, Malaysia, you can find the three of the oldest civilization in the world: the Malay, the Chinese, and the Indians, and the ethnic groups are living very harmoniously together, in very peacefully, and sharing a lot of things together. Like they were sharing culture, sharing history, sharing food, religion, celebration, colors, and so on. It makes us so rich. So this is a very good example of a very moderate Muslim country where people are very respecting each other. We can go so far because, but this is a very good tourism product, not only actually for Muslims, but for even non-Muslims to understand about how harmony is practiced in this beautiful country. Like um, the people are always when you talk about Muslim friendly, you talk about people smiling, respecting each other. I like to maybe this is my favorite line when I do when I do some presentation on tourism. That's one this lyric from the song. They say that this land so beautiful, it will steal your heart away. This land is paradise, and it's only a smile away. So the word smile tells about the Muslim culture that we are adopting, where everybody in Malaysia, whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, is so happy to live in this country. Thank you.
Yeah, that is very nice. Thanks a lot. And just to add on this, if you see the Islamic culture in Malaysia is really colorful. If you compare it to other countries, Muslim countries, you cannot find these colorful headscarves and smiles among the Muslim people here, and the open-hearted help that they are giving. Even Malaysia, I would say, for me, being a Westerner, having come to Malaysia, I would say Malaysia is a perfect entry for anybody who comes from the Western world or from another culture to experience Asia. Malaysia should be the first hub actually to come, because it's not strange. It's not like many of the countries, they will, because they are poor, the people are poor, they will grab you, they will try to tell you something. No, in Malaysia, no, they are just helpful and be open, help, let you find your way around with some tips, and that is really nice. That is beautiful in Malaysia. Okay, Jürgen, are there
If
any
I may
other
add just
questions
one more.
from the audience? Because
Okay.
I think Mr. Nani was adding
Yeah.
something.
If I may,
okay,
if I may just add one more. You know, there from our departing digital survey, we find out that when we ask people about the main features to promote Malaysia, if you go back to your country, what is the big thing? They say is the friendly people is number one that must be promoted. So the friendly people come from the good culture that we adopt in Malaysia, and that is why many years ago we have been embarking on this, embracing on this Malaysia truly Asia, where we're very proud that we have this combination of the oldest civilization in the world with good culture, good people, living together harmoniously in this country. Thank you.
okay, to you, Jürgen.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't see anyone raising hands. There's a few things in the chat group. We will archive this video, so it'll be available tomorrow. And everyone who signed up, I have your email, so we will also notify you, and you can look it up. But again, I think this was an excellent session, and it went very well. And hopefully, we can talk a lot more. There's a lot more to talk about the future of tourism, and of course, I know how important tourism is for Malaysia, and so I'm sure we're going to see each other very soon again. And I wish you a happy New Year, a better 2021. You know, you probably noticed that the Spanish flu was just defeated about 100 years ago, exactly 100 years ago. So it's time to do the same for COVID and start fresh with 2021. And that's what I wish everyone. And if you have a chance, join our New Year's party in 12 hours. I know it's not really a good timing for Malaysia. If you don't have a chance, you can watch it. We're going to show it like we show this event and all the others over the next week or so on eTurbo News, and it'll be archived. But I can say from my part of the word, aloha, and terima kasih for attending, and hopefully we see you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.